Hi everyone. Hi particularly to all the divine femmes out there who have been waiting for this karmic reading. I always do the karmic read on a Sunday, but I have had the weirdest day today. Everything to do with YouTube has gone haywire. Everything to do with, that's a slight exaggeration, not everything to do with YouTube, but there's been lots of little challenges today, shall we say. So yesterday I did a twin flame reading for divine feminines. It was a message from divine masculine, and it was quite an interesting reading. And so far, for some really weird reason, it still isn't uploaded, even though it's not a mega long video. I really don't know what the problem is, because I've uploaded others today, so I don't know what that's all about. Whether I wasn't supposed to pass on that message, I don't know, but it recorded beautifully yesterday, but for some reason it won't upload. So if you suddenly get a random twin flame video coming through at some ungodly hour, I apologise, but I am determined to get that video up and shown, because it felt like it was a message that needed to be heard. So look out for that one. If you haven't subscribed, as always, please click the notification bell, because then when those videos do come up, you'll know. So anyway, to cut a long story short, I hesitated about doing the karmic video because of the problems I was having with the twin flame video yesterday, and I've been picking up very strong, heavy energies from the divine masculine today, which is perhaps why there's been an interference with the uploading. But hence the reason that I'm doing this in lamplight. So yeah, I hope it's nice and bright for you on video. It's sort of a bit dull here. I prefer to work in the daylight. But anyway, I might start a new trend for myself. Who knows? Right, let's have a look and see what is happening between the divine masculine and those of the divine masculine who are in a karmic relationship. Sorry, I've waffled on for ages, but it just has been such a weird day. I just wanted to share with you all. I'm going to get some overall energy first. So let's have a look. Spirit, can we link into the energy, please? The divine masculine and karmic. Thank you. Oh, we've got two. That's good. Okay. Oh, interesting. Well, this is kind of interesting. It says, a new romantic cycle begins, a new start is coming. That suggests to me that they are both considering starting a new romantic cycle, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be with each other. It doesn't. Normally I would say from, if I felt that they were sort of trying to rekindle some sort of distorted romance, I would have said so. It actually doesn't feel like that to me. It feels like they're having a whole fresh start. And the reason I say that is because we've got this card with it. If we just had this one, a new romantic cycle starting, then I would think, what's going on here then? But with it having a new start is coming, it feels like this is a new start for both of them, which is interesting because we know that there's some really weird circumstances going on for them at the minute. Yeah, I want to have a look at the circumstances, and then we'll get into looking at their feelings individually. So let's just have a look at the circumstances in their relationship then at the moment, please, Spirit, because that is interesting. Please give us an indication of what's going forward. Okay, we have serendipity, which is about, chance. It's about luck. It's about signs and signals. Aha. 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 I'll come back to it. Aha. Oop. What do we have here? Oops. Gosh, I'm having such a weird day. Oh my goodness. I'm excited. I'm excited. Can you see those cards? Yeah, brilliant. I know the camera angle's weird, but you're just going to have to go with me today, seriously. Oh my goodness. Let's have a look at these four because this is really significant. Okay. So basically, we know that there's a new romantic cycle starting. A whole new start is coming for both of them because we're looking at their relationship at the moment. But what I'm picking up from this is that they can no longer ignore the signs and the signals they're getting about other people in their lives. We have the soulmate card, which always comes up in, you know, for me, when it's a significant relationship. Yes, it can be a soulmate relationship, but this is the card that comes up when I'm talking twin flame for me. So it seems to me that this whole new romantic start is coming, but not between them. And I know that sounds odd because we're looking at their relationship, but that isn't what I'm picking up. I'm picking up that they've decided to make a fresh start and they've decided to pursue other romantic avenues because they keep getting signs and symbols. So maybe your divine masculine is getting constant dreams about you, divine feminine, because this is a card about you and him. It's not a card about him and the karmic. You know, some karmics can be soulmates. They could be paying off karmic debts, for example. But in this instance, this is a twin flame card. Okay? I always feel that's a twin flame card when I'm reading from that deck. That's how I read it. So, you know, the feeling is that he's getting your divine masculine, he, she, it's not gender specific, but I'll just say he for the sake of it. Your divine masculine is getting so many messages, so many spiritual messages. He may be seeing your name all over the place, divine femme. He's getting so many triggers, so many reminders that he cannot ignore his relationship with you, his connection with you. He can't ignore it anymore. So he wants this new romantic cycle to begin. And it looks like it's going to begin. He's actually wanting, I'm going to focus on the divine masculine for a moment because it makes most sense to me. He wants a relationship that is really going to go the distance, you know, a long-term, safe, secure, you know, loving relationship. He knows that only you can provide that, divine feminine. And that is why he wants the new start. He wants the new start with his divine feminine. That is very, very clear. Because he knows that once he's with you and he can have this life that is long-term and loving and secure and, you know, just this connection that is meant to be, he knows that life will be a lot easier. You know, the tears, the tantrums, the tiaras will all be a thing of the past because that is where he knows he belongs right now. So the new romantic cycle that's beginning is with his divine feminine. And he knows that a new start is coming. If he's not already acting on it, then it's certainly uppermost in his mind at the moment because he's getting so many signs from Spirit. Spirit are putting pressure on the divine masculine at the moment to speed up his action. That is the message that I'm getting from them at the moment. Oh, that's so strange. It's all right, I'm pausing at the moment. I have spirit in the room, and at the moment I have a spirit who's actually hugging me. They're actually hugging me from behind and putting their arms right by me. And I take that as a sign for all of you, divine feminine. Thank you, Spirit, thank you. I take that as a sign that they are sending that hug to all of the divine femmes out there who've been so patient, waiting for the divine masculines. They want you to have comfort, and that is why I've not had that before in a general reading like this, but I've had it in private readings, but not in general. But that felt really calming, really reassuring and really comforting, and that is what they're wanting me to tell you. Do excuse my hands, I use them a lot. But that's what they're wanting me to tell you, Divine Femmes. They're sending that hug, that comfort, that reassurance to you that the Divine Masculine knows exactly where he needs to be and why. You know, in the past few months, we've seen him sort of struggle with sort of feeling that he needs to be with you, but not really knowing why and what it would mean to him. He's struggled with all of that. He doesn't understand it. But now he's understanding it, and he cannot avoid it because Spirit are sending him lots of signs and signals. I love that. I love that so, so much. Do you know what? I'm going to actually move these cards. I don't even know if you can see them, but I'm going to move them there because I don't want to put them away. I love it so much. I told you I'm in a weird mood today. I have had a really peculiar day. Right, let's have a look at how the Divine Masculine then is feeling at the moment. I know you can't see those cards, but they're a bit irrelevant at the moment. I've given you that message, so they're out for my benefit really because I love them. So, how is the Divine Masculine feeling about the karmic relationship at the moment, please? How is the Divine Masculine feeling about the karmic relationship? Okay, again, he's having to play the waiting game. I know it comes up every week, but let's be patient here. I know, we've been patient forever, I know. But let's be patient for a moment because let's see. What else, please? How is the Divine Masculine feeling about the relationship with the karmic at the moment? Yeah, that's how he's feeling. Look, I hope you can see that in this light. He's suffering in silence. So he's biding his time still. I'm going to overlap these a little bit because we're not going to have room. He's biding his time. He's keeping his emotions to himself. Because he doesn't want to rock the boat at the moment, because we know there's odd things going on in their relationship, because we've seen that over the last couple of weeks in the readings. For some of them there was a pregnancy, for some of them there was some form of deceit. I can't really remember all the detail now, but there it was. Yeah, look, he's suffering in silence because he knows that what he wants is to be with his I hope you can see that in the light, to be with his twin flame, with his Divine Feminine. You know, again, a spiritual union card. This Divine Masculine is ready for union, without a doubt. So at the moment, as far as the karmic is concerned, he's not talking to her about that for obvious reasons. He's having to bide his time so that the timing is right. But he is ready for spiritual union with his Divine Feminine, which is what we saw in that first row of cards. Let's see how the karmic, can we see how the karmic is feeling, please? How is the karmic feeling about her relationship with the Divine Masculine? Oh gosh, we've got this imbalance going on, look, because she feels that everything's gone her way. She feels that she now has her wish fulfillment. She feels she has the Divine Masculine in the palm of her hand. She's sadly mistaken. Let's see what else comes up. There's a bit of mistrust, though. She's feeling a bit mistrustful. She's maybe, I don't know whether she's deceiving him or whether she thinks he's deceiving her. It's almost like the karmic knows that her, she knows that on one hand she feels her wishes have been fulfilled because that's the image that they're portraying to everybody else around them, and she wants to believe that. So that is what she's choosing to believe. But it's almost like deep down inside, she feels something's not right, that there's some sort of deceit here. And maybe there's this bit of envy. Because she may have, this karmic isn't daft, frankly. Sorry, that's out of camera shot. You know, she's tuned in. She chooses to ignore a lot of things. That is the problem. So let's see what else. How else is the karmic feeling, please, Spirit? I missed that one, sorry. She's afraid. She's afraid. So yes, this karmic is feeling that she's being deceived in some way. she thought that things had gone her way and that she'd got her fulfillment of wishes. But in actual fact, she feels that the divine masculine's heart isn't in it. And that's making her very afraid. You know, especially if their circumstances have changed. You know, especially, as I say, if they're, I don't know, if they're trying to, if they were going to buy a new property, for example, or whether there is a child involved, you know, whatever. She felt that her dreams had come true. But in actual fact, she's sensing and she's, you know, really feeling that the divine masculine's energy is somewhere else at the moment. Let me just get some, we're going to go down with some tarot. Should we go down with tarot? Yeah. Don't want me to go down with tarot. We don't normally do that, but let's do it. So why do we have, should we stick with the karmic for a moment, please? Oh, we've got devil energy. Look at this. This is about deceit. This is about things not looking as she felt that they were going to be. Yeah, I'll come back to that. But she feels, yeah, there's some deceit going on here and she's not happy about it. She feels that there's something underhand happening here that's going to take away her fulfillment of wishes. She's tired with it all. I'm taking this off the bottom of the deck because those of you who follow my readings a lot will know that I always say I put the decks down, face down always. But on the rare occasions when I put them that way up, it's Spirit's message to me that I need to read the bottom card. So this was the bottom card. We have the Four of Swords. Okay. And, you know, she's tired. We have a tired karmic here. Because I think this relationship, regardless of her deluding herself into feeling it was her wish fulfillment, it has actually been a real roller coaster for her. And, you know, she's ready to put down her swords. She doesn't like it, but I think she's realising that she's losing the battle here, the emotional battle, because she feels once again, and this was a few weeks ago, we had this reading where the divine masculine's emotions just weren't in it, whereas the karmics were. And then we went through a period of time where they changed sort of roles and the karmic was looking elsewhere and the divine masculine was just staying where he was. And then it developed into all this chaos a couple of weeks ago with the change in some circumstances that was putting pressure on both of them. And now we're going sort of almost back to you know, the emotional wake-up call that they were getting before. Divine masculine knows where he wants to be, so he's not happy where he is. And the karmic's exhausted. That looks really dark there, so I do hope you can see it. But it's basically the lady lying down and having put her swords to rest. So it's like she's giving up the battle here. So why does she feel trapped in fear? Why is she trapped in fear, please? Because she feels he's going to leave. Or she feels she has to leave, but I feel that this is his energy. You know, the karmic feels that the divine masculine is about to leave her. And that is what's causing her to feel exhausted, causing her to feel deceived, causing her to feel trapped in this fear. Let's see what I'm going to move those in slightly so that we can have a look at the divine masculine. So why do we have the waiting game, please? Why do we have the waiting game? Whoops, a daisy, she says, throwing around her cards. Why do we have the waiting game, please? Okay, we have the Eight of Wands. There kind of feels, I always feel, I want to say the word chaos with this card, this particular Eight of Wands, because everything looks chaotic, but this is about things happening at high speed. So there's frustration for the divine masculine because he wants to move things on quickly. I think there's a part of him that is really worried about what's happening with you, divine femme. He's worried about you moving on. He's worried about you not accepting him back because it's just been too long. And he wants to move things on quickly, but he's frustrated because he's having to wait, you know, and he's having to wait. These things have got to be, you know, everything's got to grow slowly. and he feels like he's going round and round in circles. He's very frustrated with this situation that he's got himself into. But, you know, again, it's about the lessons that needed to be learnt from this karmic association. So, why is that one out, please? He's got to make a decision. They're one step ahead of me. So I was just going to say, why is he suffering in silence? He has to make a choice, but he wants to make this choice himself. In the past, we've seen this divine masculine sort of taking advice from other people, and it wasn't necessarily in his highest interest. For his highest good, you know? So he's trying to make a choice. He's trying to make a choice, not about you, Divine Femme, because he's now very clear where he wants to be, but he's trying to make a choice as to the timing, as to how to handle this situation, as to, you know, literally the practicalities of how this is going to pan out. Okay? So it's all about him trying to make those decisions. Again, you know, when I first started doing this karmic read, we kept seeing this divine masculine that wants to keep everybody happy, you know, and there's elements of that still here. He's just handling it. This situation is tricky because of whatever the circumstances are going on for them. But it looks like we have a divine masculine who is ready to follow his heart. Yeah, look, he's miserable because he wants his spiritual union. He wants to move forward. He doesn't want to lose you. But he's focusing on the negatives. Look at this cup here that is sort of, there's this lovely light around this cup, and it's like everything is gleaming. It's the cup of love. It's meant to be. And, you know, here we have this boy coming out of the light. I sounded very Essex then, boy. Anyway, he coming out of the light with a cup that's again gleaming, but the divine masculine is focusing on the empty cups and the risk of, you know, what if I've lost my divine feminine? How could I have been so stupid? How did I get myself into this mess? How am I going to handle the karmic? What am I going to tell everybody? Negativity oozing from these empty goblets here, or these empty cups, I should say. And, you know, the cup that is full here that's coming in from the light, he's still got his head focused on how he's going to sort out the here and now, rather than looking at what's being offered to him. And this is what he wants. He wants this cup. But he's trying to make a decision as to how he's going to access that cup, basically. And to us, I know a lot of you message me and comment and say, why doesn't he just do it for goodness sake? Because we're impatient. We're getting impatient because we've been waiting a very long time, some of us. But we're not walking in his shoes, remember. You know, we have to trust that he will handle a situation in the best way that he can. So let me just see. I'm just trying to decide which cards, because I want to put a row of cards down the middle for next steps. And none of them are speaking to me at the moment. Yeah, this is strange. I wanted to go with, I was going to go with the Love Oracle, but I like Spirit to lead me to which deck, and they've led me to this one, which is a bit strange, really, because it's almost like again, I call it my circumstantial deck for some weird reason. But let's see. So what are the actual next steps, please, Spirit? What are the actual next steps? Let's take the next steps for the Divine Feminine here. What's the next steps for the Divine Feminine in handling this situation? Oh, they've just said no, sorry. That's obviously the wrong question. I love it when they do that. They interrupt my flow. They've just said to me they want me to do next steps for Divine Masculine. That makes more sense. Okay, I'm with you. That was so funny. All right, next steps for Divine Masculine then, Spirit, please. What are the next steps for the Divine Masculine? What are the next steps? Oh dear. Yeah. He wants to go out, he wants to be happy. I don't mean go out to the pub and socialise or whatever. He just wants to feel a lot lighter, to be able to go out and spread happiness to other people. And he wants to bring that happiness to you, Divine Femmes. He's doing a lot of praying at the moment. He's talking to the universe. He's asking for spiritual guidance. He's talking to God. Whoever your Divine Masculine feels comfortable talking to, and I know this has come up before, but he is asking for assistance at the moment. So Divine Feminines, again, if you're in a position to send, which, you know, yeah, anyway, if you are in a position to send him loving light and energy and help him to find his way forward to you, then he needs to be sent that love, because it will strengthen him. You are the person that can send that, because you're linked divinely. He's asking God or Spirit or the angels or whoever to help him to feel a lot better. You know, he wants to go out, he wants to feel much better about his circumstances. He doesn't want to suffer in silence anymore. So he's doing all he can to lift his energy levels, to actually get, you know, all these decisions made and to actually step forward. What else, please, Spirit? Yeah. This is actually for you, Divine Femmes. We've got another one here, so let's pull that as well while we're here. This is actually for you, but it's also for the Karmic. And I know that sounds a bit weird, but he wants to thank the Karmic for the lessons he's learned, you know, because he's recognising he had to go through this for a reason. So, you know, he wants to, in his heart, he's giving thanks for the lessons that he's learned through this experience, but he also wants to come and show gratitude to you, Divine Femmes, you know, because also he's learned a lot of lessons from you, you know. He's learned a lot about himself. He's learned a lot about spirituality. He's learned a lot about the importance of pure love. You know, all those things have been crucial to his awakening. And he wants to thank you for that. But he's not denying the part that the Karmic played, even though he's in a bad place right now. In the 3D, he feels in a bad place. And he feels almost like between two worlds, because he's, you know, feeling negative about the situation he's currently in, but oh so positive about the prospect of spiritual union. And he knows he's just got to stick with this. He's made his mind up. He knows where he wants to be, and he knows that he's just got to stay on this path. He's got to push through, and he's got to head towards union. That is what he is wanting. Don't underestimate, Divine Femmes, that on this table we have not only the soulmate card, which, as I said to you, in that deck I always feel that's my twin flame card, and we have the spiritual union card. We've not had either of these, I don't think. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember either of these coming up in a Karmic reading before. None of the ones I've done, certainly. And, you know, he is very, very clear of where his priorities lie at the moment. But in terms of his day-to-day priorities, he is having to clear up these loose ends. I think there was a setback because we had that change of circumstances a couple of weeks ago. I think that sort of not messed things up, but rocked the boat for both of them, really. and has caused, you know, another hurdle, another bit of confusion, emotions running high, and, you know, that's something else now that he's got to factor in. Whatever that set of circumstances were for you and for your divine feminine, and they've got to deal with that now. Plus we have a karmic who's sort of running scared because she feels that he's going to leave. They may have had discussions about him leaving because he's very clear about where he wants to be. And she will have sensed that because his behaviour will make that very clear. Right, do we need any other cards? That all looks very beautiful, doesn't it, don't you think? It would be better if you had a better camera angle, but seriously, the way things are going today, I daren't mess with my camera too much. It could probably explode or something, but then I shouldn't tempt fate. Right, Spirit, do we need any romance angels? No, we don't. They've just said, let's pull a couple of angel cards. Do we have advice, please? Do we have advice for the divine feminines now? Can we go there? They said yes. Okay, within the next few months, and I know that may sound like an eternity, but within the next few months, this situation is going to have moved on tremendously. I'm not going to say it is going to be over, because the trouble is with timing, this is a general reading, so there are thousands of you that will access this reading. So I can't say for all of you it's going to be a few months. But for some of you, in the next few months, you will see this situation sorted. And to be honest, the few months are going to fly by, because with the way things are in the world at the moment, movement around and normal life is quite difficult. So, yeah, that doesn't faze me, to be honest. It needs to be properly sorted before he comes back to you. And they're saying, you know, if you believe in this outcome, then it will help the process. Again, it's about sending positive energy, divine femmes, and I know we're all exhausted. I shouldn't say that's a huge generalisation, but, you know, I know some of you that contact me are just so tired with staying positive, but, you know, the other option is being negative, and that's never a good option. So let's see what else, please. Thank you. Let's see what these two are. Okay. Aha. This is why they're saying stay positive, divine femmes, because they're saying you need to be talking to your spiritual network too, whether that be the angels, whether it be God, whether it be the universe, whether it be spirit. You need to speak to them. Certainly, I mean, I ask the angels for help many times. And, you know, when I'm really stuck with something, I can't figure it out, or I need a certain emotion lifting, you know, I sit down and I simply ask them, please, can you lift this emotion from me? So if it's getting too much for you to handle, or you're feeling under a lot of pressure, you know, talk to your angels in a peaceful moment and ask them to lift that energy. But they're saying, you know, we have them within the next few months card, but now they've given us within the next few weeks. So some of you will see movement regarding this situation within the next few weeks. And maybe for some of you, it'll be over. This situation will be over within the next few months. You know, maybe you and your divine masculine will actually finally be together within the next few months with this all sorted. Maybe some of you will hear from your divine masculine within the next few weeks. They've given us 2 time scales. Like I said earlier, you know, if you can stay positive, you ask your angels for guidance. You ask them to help your vibration to be high so that you can send that loving energy to your divine masculine to help him deal with this situation. And you have that belief that your angels are there to support, guide, and love you. Then who knows? You could help to bring the process forward, you know, or Yeah, we shouldn't try and manipulate bringing this process forward. But what I'm saying is, you know, your belief, if you make your vibration higher, your divine masculine will also feel that, which will enable him to deal with things more effectively and possibly more quickly. Now, I'm not saying rush in and say, angels, can, you know, make my vibration high so my divine masculine will come next week. Because remember, and this is the most important thing, twin flame journeys are always happening in divine timing, okay? We cannot rush them, we can't really control them, and we can't really maneuver them because they're spiritually led. All we can do is work on ourselves to help raise the vibration for each other, okay? So, yeah. I'm going to draw it to a close now because I don't want this video to be mega long because you won't get it until, well, quite a while, the way my uploads are going today. So take care, Divine Femmes. If any of you are watching but haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate you subscribing. I'm so excited that we're now over 1,500 subscribers, but I want to try and make it to 2,000 by the end of November. Or maybe October. Do you think we'll do it? I don't know. Anyway, if you like the video, please click like. Please remember, as always, I love hearing your comments. And take care, and we'll speak to each other next week. Bye-bye. Bye.